Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the new Q&A series, and I think I'll just get right into it. The first question is, what did you think of the new Fright Night? I didn't get to see that yet, but I'm gonna get the Blu-ray of it. I think it's like 2 weeks from now, something like that, because my dad and brother saw it and said it was really good, so I definitely would like to see it. And I really like the original film. I've never seen, as far as I know, I haven't seen the sequel. And I know the DVD of it is like one of those out of print, really difficult ones to get. So hopefully at some point they re-release it. And I thought somewhere I saw that they were putting the original on Blu-ray too. I don't know if I thought that was in Europe or something or not. I felt like I saw that though. Have you seen the Eyes Wide Shut movie? And what did you think of it? Um, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. It's a little long. It's not like one of my favorites or anything, but I did think it was a pretty decent movie though. Did you know that Sam Macaroni is voicing characters in the new Beavis and Butthead series? When are you gonna do another video with him? Thanks, Sean. Probably. I mean, I text him every so often, and he said at some point we're gonna do another short or something together. But I did see his video that he did a couple voices in that because I knew that he was friends with Mike Judd. I thought that was really cool though. How long has it been since you saw Joe Franz? It's been well over. I don't know, it's just crazy, but it's almost been. I think it's been a year and a half, something like that. And I mean, hopefully at some point I'll see him again. I don't know though. He's on the East Coast, and he's in Philadelphia, so it's not. I don't think I'm going to get back to the Philadelphia. I might get back to New York or New Jersey and places like that, but not right there. So I'm not sure when. I mean, if he ever comes out here, I mean, hopefully I'll be able to see him. But yeah, it's been a long time. Sean, what is your opinion on 2001: A Space Odyssey? As I remember, I watched it and was just a little bit bored with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bad movie at all. I just felt it was just a teeny bit bored with it. I don't know if it was just like the state I was in. Sometimes if you watch certain movies when you're tired or you're just sort of not really in the mood to, what I mean? There's just certain times if you watch it at the wrong time, you can dislike a movie. And then you watch the same movie when you're totally awake or whatever, and you have a totally different experience. And I've had that a lot with certain different movies. Hey Sean, did you ever see the Tales from the Crypt Keeper Saturday morning cartoon? Any chance it comes out to DVD? I think that there are some of them on DVD. I watched them as a kid. I was at there's a toy store they opened up in the mall near my house called what's it called? I think it's Comics and More, and they had all the Crypt Keeper toys. And as far as I can remember, I think those toys were exclusives to Toys R Us, or that's the only place I ever saw them. But this place has everything. The Waterworld boat ship. I mean, things from that to Trolls in the box, everything. At some point, I'll try and either take some pictures in the store or something. I just don't want to like get thrown out or something by filming in there. Like someone might think I'm like taking pictures to try and pretend to sell things on eBay or something, because he's got the most obscure stuff. And on a whole other note, if there's a toy that I've like got rid of years ago, and I saw it for sale on eBay, and then everybody was bidding it up, and it was just got too expensive. Was the Police Academy playset house, and it sucks because like I had a good bid on it, and then like someone bid it up right last minute. But maybe I'll find it at some point in that place. But they have play sets of things. They have everything in this place. But yeah, I did watch that, and as I said, I think there's like either a best of or a season or something like that on DVD of that. I remember seeing the tapes. I don't even know if I saw it for the first time on TV. I think I might have seen VHS tapes of it first. There's a weird movie store. I was going to do a video about these at some point, about all the lost movie stores. You know what I mean, like Media Play and all that, and just sort of tell my memories of them. So at some point I'll do that, just talking about kind of forgotten and lost stores and stuff. And then anyone else can do like their, because like I'm talking about those things that were on the East Coast. I'm sure on the West Coast, because that that's where I lived, up until 2010. So all the memories of stores and stuff are there, but I'm sure there was totally different stores that are lost on the West Coast and all over the place. Um, let's see. How is Max from your videos doing? Did he really go to jail? Well, I don't talk too much about the character. I kind of like to leave mystery to the Max character who's been in some of the videos, so you don't really know what's going on. But I'm sure at some point Max will pop up again. What's your favorite Christmas song? I don't know. I think some of the ones, most of the ones that I've always liked were the ones in the Home Alone movie. And then, I don't know, though, sometimes I get tired of hearing Christmas music all the time, though. Like especially now, you hear it all the time. And I don't know. And there's really good Christmas music, like good quality recordings, like the Home Alone. And then there's these really bad, like low-end, dollar store CD type ones. I hate those cheap ones. Before I clicked this video, I knew it would be, hey, guys, it's Sean C. Phillips here. I know, I always say that. Would you act in a film overseas? You definitely would. Did you get the new Jurassic Park Blu-ray box set? No, I did get that. What is your favorite 80s cartoon or cartoons? I mean, the 80s cartoons that I remember watching were like the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, like Let's Go Ghostbusters. What other ones? And the Popples and all that kind of stuff. I don't really know if I have a favorite. There's some of that stuff I haven't seen in so long. Like Taterhead Kids, I remember watching. Do you like South Park? Or what's your thoughts on South Park? Yeah, I've watched South Park since it first started when I was in the 6th grade, and I remember like when it first came out, and the school was all like had all kinds of problems with it. You couldn't wear the shirts, and then they kind of like let it go after a while. But I remember a lot of schools were like, you shouldn't be wearing those shirts, and all. I just remember all of that. And when you look at the first season episodes of South Park compared to what they are now, they're so PG compared to now. It's just kind of funny that shocked people in 2007. I think it was 2007 it came out. And then look at what they're doing in 2000. What they're doing now. It's pretty interesting. Do you like the Indiana Jones movies? Yeah, they're not movies that I like watch all the time. I always like the one, I think the Temple of Doom the best, with the kid from the Goonies. Were you crunk in 2004? I don't know. Sean, I was wondering what your thought of the movie 30 Days of Night. Yeah, I like that. I think I only watched it once though. Can you say hi to can my friend call him Cakes in a mob voice? I don't know what that means. When is President's Day coming out? As far as I know, it should be coming out around the same time as whenever Girls Gone Dead comes out. I think sometime. I'm just sort of guessing here. I'm guessing mid next year, something like that. But it does have distribution and stuff, and should be in a number of places when it does come out. Why don't you ever reply to my Facebook questions? I try to get back to everybody on Facebook. What is on your hat? Well, it's the Blump Industries hat. It's basically just got it from Adam Rifkin on the set of Look, and I just always wear it because me and hats. I know it's a little small, but I don't really have any hats that are anything else that I think are kind of cool, and people don't know what it is too, so it kind of causes a lot of questions. The best Hitchcock film, probably the Psycho. I think is one of the best ones, and I can't remember what the name of the one is. It's Lifeboat. The one when they're all on the lifeboat. I really like that one, and Rope was really good. And The Birds. I mean, a lot of sort of stuff all the things that I've seen, I really liked. Who is the Poco King of the Midwest? I don't know. Do you know the film critic Siskel and Ebert? Yep, I totally do. Are there any directors you think need to retire? No, I mean, I don't think any director should just stop doing it. I mean, if they only think they should retire when they get to the point where they don't want to do it anymore, or it's they're not able to. But I think if they like doing it, I think there's no reason they should have to stop. What is your favorite Ridley Scott films? Probably Aliens, as far as I know. What's your favorite films in the epic genre? Yeah, I don't know. Those are always tough because sometimes I don't think about like real epic movies very much. I'm always watching the cheesy horror movies and stuff, so I don't even I don't know. And like a lot of the epic movies that come out, like Immortals and stuff, I don't flock to see those ones. You know what I mean? What is your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street films in order? Um, well, I really like the second one. You know, a lot of people go on and on like I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I think the second one is one of my favorites. It really is. You know, the second one, probably then the first one. Because I thought that the second one I had that real '80s vibe that I really liked. Um, and the other sequels I've watched so little. Like, I mean, I watched maybe once or twice each, or you know, or I've seen them 10 years ago, so I just can't remember. And what did you think of Johnny English Reborn? I thought that was pretty funny. You know, not as good as the first movie, and you know, I kind of wish it was Mr. Bean. You know, I really like Mr. Bean was my favorite character that he did, and I would love to see another Mr. Bean movie. And I liked them, you know, Mr. Bean's Holiday. I know there was a lot of people that didn't think it was as good, but I also loved the Bean movie. And I know with that, you know, they thought it was too American and he talked too much in it. But I don't know, I thought it was actually pretty good. Depending on the Batman movies. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing the new Batman one, but my favorites are always the, you know, Tim Burton ones. And I know they're not as, you know, high budget and all that stuff compared to the new ones. But I don't know, there's something about them, the casting and everybody in them, and just the whole vibe and the feel to it that I don't know that I like. And it's not just because it's like something I grew up watching, just because it's just I just like that look a little bit more. But there's nothing at all wrong with The Dark Knight. I mean, that is a superior movie than them, you know, as a filmmaking and everything. But it's not the one I'm going to flock to watch as much. It's also a little depressing to watch, just knowing with what happened to Heath Ledger, and that was pretty much the last thing he really did. I don't know. It's just always kind of depressing. Have you ever seen the film Survive the Night with Stephanie Powers? No, I don't know that one. It's a must-see and a must-buy. Have you seen Trespass? I saw the trailer to that recently, so I don't know how I came across it. And I think that was a movie that I was trying to remember the name of for a long time. Because there was a movie I thought with Ice Cube in it. No, Ice-T. When I felt like there was like the bus broke down, and they like had to walk to something. And I saw it once, and it might have been that. I used to think it was Judgment Night, but it wasn't. What movies would you like to see get the Blu-ray treatment? Like all of a sudden, a lot of movies that are a little like kind of more, a little bit more obscure or out of print, like Dutch and stuff is coming out. Hopefully they put out the Bill and Ted movies on Blu-ray, and hopefully they finally put, you know, the deleted scenes. Try and get those, you know, the cut stuff, because I don't know. That's what I would like to see, and they always end up leaving them off of everything. They did that 3-disc set of the movies that had like 2 episodes of the cartoon, but I'd like to also see like the rest of the Ernest movies that they haven't put out. I don't know, just a lot of just catalog titles, just stuff that, you know, that I really like that hasn't yet to come out, like the Birdcage and just stuff like that. Nothing like, I feel like a lot of really good stuff's come out. There's not a ton, but there's still a lot of stuff that hasn't even come to DVD, which is kind of crazy. A lot of stuff, though, you know, you have to look on Amazon and like Warner Archive and stuff, because they're putting a lot of obscure horror movies and things out that Warner Brothers owns. And, you know, they're burn on demand, so they're DVDRs, but, you know, that's what you're going to get for these things. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I think, you know, because they are in widescreen and they put the best quality version they have. And, you know, it makes sense to just do it like that, because they're probably going to sell maybe a couple hundred copies, maybe. They may only, for some of those weird ones, sell like 100 copies. And to produce 1,000 discs or 2,000 discs and just have them sit. And that's kind of how Big Lots happens, as far as I can tell. Because when you look at stores like Big Lots, they have, you know, always the same movies, which are kind of like movies that were they printed way too many of and couldn't sell. And like the random full screen version of something. Because I don't know if anybody remembers back when the DVDs were coming out. This was like early on, up until maybe 5 or 6 years ago. You know, when a movie would come out, you'd have to be really careful with buying the DVDs, and it'd be like the full screen DVD, then the widescreen DVD, and like I remember a couple of times, If I asked my parents to get something when I was at school or something, they'd end up getting the full screen one. I remember all kinds of fiascos with that, and trying to find it in the store, and they'd only have the full screen left, and I wanted the widescreen. At least that's over with, and that's what's so good about things like Blu-ray and at least everything now is you don't have to deal with that crap, and everybody's TV now is widescreen, so it's like they're not making that crappy full screen. And now, I remember too when people were all going on, I don't like full screen, and I'm thinking, full screen. I don't know. I remember it's basically all they're doing is zooming in. Like in certain movies, like Ghostbusters in full screen was horrible because of how it was filmed. The biggest widescreen zoomed in, so they had to do those false pan and scans within the image. I hated that stuff. And he asks this a lot. Sean, why do you always do so many Q&A videos? I don't know. I don't always. Sometimes I don't really know what else to do. You know what I mean? This and the Q&A. And the DVD updates. I like to have something to put up, and I know people want to see more around the towns. Sometimes though, I'm not really doing shit. That's the problem. I almost need to do a video asking what people want to see me do in the around the towns, because I don't. Sometimes too, I don't really. Film anything. I don't really want to film anything. I sort of want to just go out. So, I don't know. I'm going to try and do more of them on Tuesday and stuff. And try and do more family ones soon. It's just kind of been kind of slow lately. Sean was wondering, what is your favorite trilogy? Probably Back to the Future. Even though it's really considered one movie, and I know the sequels were an idea later. That, it really wasn't. It was kind of put as a joke, that ending in the original film. And they never really intended on doing them. But I'm glad they did. What do you think of the band Coldplay? I haven't listened to them in a long time, but as I remember, I liked them. How many movies do you have in your collection? Probably about 3,000. Are you going to see the new Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie? Yeah, I really like the trailer to it. I definitely want to see that. How does one get to the level of coolduder? Meaning, how does one get to be so gangster? I guess just be a DVD hoarder. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Steven Spielberg's Munich? And I'll always think that this film never got the attention it deserved, considering Eric Banner's superb leading role. I never actually watched it, so I guess it didn't get the attention. So I'm like the proof that because I didn't look at it. What's your favorite horror movie and cheese? I could sort of say cheesy horror movie. I don't know. I always say my favorite horror movie is Return of the Living Dead. Cheese, probably pepper jack cheese. Although it doesn't work on every type of thing. What's your real opinion on Harry Potter? I saw all the movies. They're not really ones that I'm flocking to see again, but I liked it. Hey Sean, do you know the YouTube show Epic Mealtime? What do you think of it? Yeah, I think they're on to something big. They're making so much money with that. When you find something like that, you stick with it. And they're probably going to get the runs eating half that food, and I'm sure half of it is probably really undercooked, because it's so thick. I can't even imagine how long it takes to cook that weird shit that they're making. What's your favorite soda? Coke is the main one. Probably then Cherry Coke. And I know that's a cheaper brand, but for some reason I like the RC Cola Cherry Coke too. Are you in Drive-In Massacre? Yeah, I haven't filmed that yet, but yeah, I'm going to be in that sometime next year. What do you think of Austin Powers? I've always loved those movies and really hope that he gets to do the fourth one. And I heard a while back that they thought that they were, and there was some kind of development and all that, but now I haven't heard anything lately. What is your opinion on the Lion King movie, which is a movie by Walt Disney Pictures? The Lion King, yeah. I saw it in theaters. I didn't go and see it again in 3D, but I liked it. If you could pick a new partner in crime to make videos with, who would it be? You can pick anyone living or dead. If I had to do Don and Murph, and I could get somebody else to do Murph because MJ didn't want to do it, which is pretty much the case, I always thought I would get Andy Dick because he's pretty close to the look. And I always thought Andy Dick was funny, and I got to meet him at the Chillerama screening, and he's a nice guy. I know people don't like him that much, or he's got problems and stuff, but I don't know. I liked him. But like Living or Dead. I don't know. I like doing stuff with Wet Movie though. So I mean, when I get to see him, which it hasn't been for a while, but when I see him, I like doing videos with him. What's your opinion on the AMC series Breaking Bad? Yeah, my dad really likes the show. I haven't gotten to watch it though. He has the DVDs, so I gotta watch them. What are your top 5 rarest horror DVDs? I don't know. I gotta think about that. Um, Want to say your videos are very inspiring. I love watching your videos of you and your family. With that in mind, my question is, if your family had a reality show, what would it be called? You think it would be a hit? I think there would have to be a lot of scripting on it. We'd have not exactly scripting, but setting up situation. I mean, all those kind of reality shows. The Hogan Show and the Osbournes. They had to set up scenarios of what they would do. I mean, like even that show, The Duggars, that they're going to the zoo today and they're doing that. So you kind of have to set up stuff. I think it could be a hit. It would be kind of made to make it kind of look like make me look like a bit of a screw up, though. I think, and I think it'd be kind of made like weird. You know what I mean? I always thought too what it'd be like if I ended up getting stuck on like wife swap and stuff. I don't know, but I think it could work. And here goes this guy again about this little hat. Where'd you get that little hat? I know I asked you a million times and you never answer me. I answer you every goddamn time. I got it from Adam Rifkin. And, it's not a little hat. I have a big fucking head. He asked me. I mean, this guy has asked me this question probably in every Q&A for like 2 or 3 years, and I answered every time with an answer. And then he says I didn't answer it, but I answer it again every time just because. If you could collect one movie of any genre, what would it be? When you collect DVDs, what do you typically look for? Packaging, features, etc. Could you give me any tips on starting character acting? Good. I'd like to do it. Again, thank you, you rock. I don't know for genre. I mean, like for when I look for DVDs, I'm usually just like, I usually look on the digitalbits.com, look at what's coming out. And then if I see something on there like a cover that looks interesting, I look into it. So most of the time, I'm buying something that I've heard about or that looks interesting. I don't just, every so often I go, like if I'm in a place like Walmart, they sometimes, not all the Walmarts get them. Some of the Walmarts get a couple of the sort of obscure, odd horror movies and stuff. And sometimes every so often I'll see one that looks a little interesting. Sometimes I get it. And sometimes I don't always get them, because sometimes those end up being the ones that don't get watched for a long time. So I'm trying to not buy as much of that crap lately. Could you give any tips on character acting? I mean, just pretty much just go out there and, look for auditions and look for things. And, I guess I always say to people, YouTube is a good tool for getting, seen. Do reenactments and do clips of acting or make little shorts and things like that. Well, I'm at 24 minutes, so I guess that's all for this part. But anyway, though, I'll see you soon in part 4, and hopefully I'm going to get a new Around the Town done soon. I'm working also on watching more stuff for the DVD updates, so that'll be, probably a week or so. Anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.